Hello, I'm Isaac Carmichael.
And I'm Nicolas Telep. Welcome to our final TMN television live show of the semester on April 27th.
Tonight, we'll get to look at our favorite TMN segments of the semester.
We also look at what the Kirksville-Adair County Library is doing for residents.
These stories and more on TMN television. You don't want to miss this. The final candidates for Executive Vice President of her Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Janet Gooch and Dr. Amber Johnson, were announced last week in an email to the student body. Amber Johnson met with the students in an open forum Tuesday where she discussed her plans for the position. Candidate Amber Johnson has a PhD in anthropology, has been an anthropology professor at Truman for the past 5 years, and is currently Department Chair for Society and Environment at Truman. Johnson says that if chosen for the provost position, she would like student and academic affairs to work together to increase communication between students and staff. The forum for Janet Gooch will be held Friday from 2:30 to 3:20 in Violet Hall 1000. Janet Gooch has a PhD in speech pathology, is the interim dean for the School of Science and Mathematics and the dean of School of Health Sciences. She has been a communication disorders professor since 2009. Video recording for Dr. Johnson's open forum is available online, and video of Dr. Gooch's open forum will be available soon after the event. The university plans to have the position filled by July 1st.
The results of student government elections were announced on their Facebook page April 21st. The results were as follows. Junior Kira Cooper was elected as student government president, and her running mate, Sarah Holtmeyer, was elected as student government vice president. Newly elected senators included freshman Deanna Schmidt, Hope Lasota, and Isaac Hampton, sophomores Ramey McLean and Andrew Farini, and juniors Lauren Hogan and Elizabeth Bloatvogel. In addition, sophomore Kalia Pauletis was elected as FAC chair, junior Cameron Nevels as FAC student representative, and sophomores Megan Zindel and Adishia Anderson-Leah as the Funds Allotment Council treasurers. Along with people elected into new positions, 2 amendments to the student activities fee were passed, which allocated 95 cents per semester from the collegiate readership program to SAB and FAC. Another vote which passed raised the student athletic fee from $116 to $119 per semester.
Coming up, we'll look at a new program at the Kirksville Library.
But first, let's take a look at this week's forecast. French voters on April 23rd in the first round of France's presidential elections selected Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen to face off in the final round of presidential elections happening May 7th. According to the Washington Post, Macron is a moderate candidate who, like Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany, strongly favors immigration and remaining in the European Union. If Macron wins the final election, he will be the youngest president in modern French history, according to the Post. Conversely, according to the Post, Le Pen is a staunchly conservative, far-right-leaning candidate who has vocally favored a stricter anti-immigration policy following the direction of Great Britain and leaving the European Union.
Conservative commentator Ann Coulter announced that she is canceling her planned appearance at the University of California, Berkeley, citing a lack of support from the groups that invited her to campus. The speech, which was initially planned for today, was canceled in the wake of threats and violent protests and concern over the availability of a safe and secure location to the event to take place. The university campus and the city of Berkeley has been the site of multiple violent protests in recent months, including violence in February that resulted in the cancellation of a planned speech by controversial far-right commentator Milo Yiannopoulos. Most recently, on April 15th, clashes between left-wing and right-wing protesters turned violent and resulted in the arrest of 20 people. Two organizations that back Coulter, the Berkeley College Republicans and the Young America's Foundation, withdrew their support for her appearance, citing the safety risks.
Kirksville's Adair County Public Library has started a 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten campaign. TMN's Bria Parnell has the story.
The Adair County Public Library has started a campaign to get kids to read 1,000 books before kindergarten. This is a nationwide program that the library has adopted to promote elementary reading in the community. The program started in January and currently has 66 participants with over 6,000 books read. Children's librarian Corey Landon says the program was brought to him by director Jamie Livingston, and he thought it would be a great addition to the community. Landon says the people have responded very well to the program, and the library is excited to continue their efforts.
One of the biggest things is that it really helps children be prepared for entering school. By having so many books read to you, you have an awareness of print concepts, you've developed a vocabulary, things that are very crucial to your success when you're starting in academics and school.
The program is set up in a very accessible and easy format. The kids read books with their parents, guardians, grandparents, or anyone and turn in sheets that say what book they read within a week. Books read multiple times count as multiple books. The kids get their names on a bulletin board of readers for every 100 books they read. They also get invited to a monthly party after their first 100 books. The program has already had 2 kids that have reached the 1,000 book mark. The kids receive certificates and a free book for their accomplishments. Parent and Kirksville community member Tanya Tatro says the program has really enhanced her children's thirst for reading.
I hope in the community it just encourages parents to read to their children. It's just so vitally important. I know in our family, my husband and I already read to our kids, but it really encouraged our older sons to read to their little siblings. So,
the community has responded very positively to the program. Many parents have begun the program with their kids and found that reading has become more of a fun activity and less of a chore. The library is glad they have started the program and are very proud of its progress. One thing's for sure, these Kirksville tots will have no problems with reading their first day of kindergarten. From the Truman Media Network, I'm Bria Parnell.
Stay tuned for your Truman Sports Update.
We'll be right back.
We have a problem.
An epidemic.
It's infectious.
Like a disease, spreading to every university across the country.
It affects every community,
Every campus,
every student.
It can leave its victims feeling hopeless,
confused,
scared,
alone.
Approximately 95% of these cases go unreported.
It's time to get serious about ending sexual assault.
Be the one to start the conversation.
Be the one to report a sexual assault.
Be the one to know you are not alone.
1 in 5 women.
1 in 16 men are affected by sexual assault in college.
Be the one to support those affected.
Be the one to ask if they're all right.
Be the one to ask for help.
Truman provides confidential and non-confidential resources to anyone impacted by sexual assault.
Be the one to say no.
Be the one to intervene when consent hasn't been given.
When consent can't be given.
Be the one to not blame the victim.
Be the one to get your friends home safe. Be the one to tell them they've had too much to drink.
Be the one to survive, to thrive,
to advocate. Be the one to cultivate a culture of respect,
of bravery,
of responsibility,
of dignity,
of courage,
of accountability,
of honesty,
of trust,
of hope.
Be the one to pursue a safer campus.
Be the one to stop sexual assault.
Your Truman Sports Update is brought to you by Hardee's. The men's basketball team announced the signing of 5 new recruits yesterday for the next season: Cade McKnight, Colin Hill, Connor Kasperbauer, Jake Messer, and Broderick Thomas. Messer is the younger brother of sophomore guard Nathan Messer. Thomas redshirted for the Bulldogs during the 2015-2016 season and then played the last season at Southwestern Community College, leading them to the NJCAA National Championship.
The baseball team has 8 games left in conference play to qualify for the GLVC tournament. They currently sit at 14th in the standings with a conference record of 17-3 and need to be in the top 12 to earn a bid. The Bulldogs split a 4-game series against the University of Missouri St. Louis last weekend. They now have 4 games against William Jewell College this weekend and 4 against Rockhurst University the following weekend.
The softball team looks to stay in the top 4 in the GLVC standings and the top 8 in the Midwestern region standings to earn the program's 18th national tournament bid. They are currently tied for 4th in the conference standings and 7th in the regional standings. They split doubleheaders last weekend with the University of Southern Indiana and Bellarmine University. They will play doubleheaders this week with St. Joseph's College and the University of Indianapolis.
The first annual Dogsby Awards were held Tuesday night in Pershing Arena. The event was sponsored by the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. 25 awards were presented to recognize outstanding athletic and academic achievements in Truman athletics. Among the night's winners were basketball senior Corey Myers, track and field star Laura Tarantino, and headman's basketball coach Chris Foster, as well as the women's soccer team. This has been your Truman Sports Update by Hardee's.
Stay tuned after the break for the best of the semester. We'll be right back.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
During our last live show of the semester, we take some time to look at our favorite stories that we've done. The first is a look at true men and their competition season. TMN's Isaac Carmichael had the story.
Truman State's Truman a cappella group will compete in the semifinals of the International Competition for Collegiate A Cappella on March 25th in Bloomington, Indiana. In their nearly 20-year history, Truman have only advanced this far in the competition one other time. In their previous round, Truman tied for first place with the amateurs from Washington University in what was the first of 5 Midwest quarterfinal competitions. Reflecting on their current success, Truman director Alan Smith says this season definitely sets itself apart from previous years.
I think that we have had more time than in the past to sort of polish our set to perfection rather than past years in which we've sort of been rushing to do preparation at the last second. We definitely had more time to prepare.
As they represent their school in the competition, many members of Truman welcomed the opportunity to exercise their abilities. By exhibiting their talents on the same stage as more well-known universities, the group believes that this could lead to greater acknowledgement of the accomplishments of Truman State University on a larger scale. Social Chair David Stowers agrees and says the opportunity is representative of the time and dedication put forth to perfect their craft.
For me personally, it's really rewarding because we worked very hard for this. We put in a lot of time, a lot of hours, and it's cool to see that I am capable of this and that we as a group are capable of coming together and putting on a show that apparently is very much enjoyed.
Truman looks forward to representing their university in the upcoming semifinal round and hopes to gain even more recognition as they go up against some of the best schools and a cappella groups in the nation. If they advance, the group will compete in the finals on Broadway in New York City. For the Truman Media Network, I'm Isaac Carmichael. In our second story, TMN's Bria Parnell took a look at the Be a Buddy program that was brought in to talk with the Kirksville community about bullying.
The Be a Buddy program for the Kirksville Rotary Club, Thousand Hills, brought in Kirk Smalley, president of the Stand for the Silent organization, to speak about the dangers of bullying due to a growing concern for bullying in the school district. Carla Dwyer, the co-chair for the Be a Buddy program, says the program connected with the Kirksville sheriff to discuss bullying and found that it was a real problem in the schools.
When Sheriff Hardwick mentioned that to me, I said, I know it's a problem. I remember being bullied. And you start talking to other people. I said, well, I was bullied. I remember this. I remember that. And he was commenting at that time how with cell phones now and social media, how much worse it has gotten.
Stand for the Silent started after Oklahoma State students heard about Smalley's son, Ty Smalley, and his suicide. Ty was 11 years old and had been bullied for 2 years when he decided to take his own life. After hearing Ty's story, the students created Stand for the Silent to help bring awareness to the dangers of bullying and help stop it in its tracks. Since its inception, Stand for the Silent has visited over 1,000 schools and businesses all over the world. Smalley says bullying can be stopped when people see the real effects it has, and he knows his speaking around the world is having a positive impact on kids.
It's all about awareness. It's something that we got to keep in front of the kids all the time. You know, if we can get to the bystanders, there's more bystanders than there are bullies or victims. You know, how many videos have you seen on social media of fighting and bullying going on? If those people would lay down their cell phones and quit taking those videos to post online and actually say something and do something to make that stop, it's a proven fact that 98% of the time, within 10 seconds, if somebody will say stop, bullying ends.
Bullying occurs around every 7 seconds and happens in every community. If you would like to get involved in helping to combat bullying, visit www.standforthesilent.org. Or, if you would like to participate locally, the Be a Buddy program in Kirksville is very active in the community and can be found in most events around town or at the Kirksville Rotary Club. For the Truman Media Network, I'm Bria Parnell.
TMN reporter Rita Hansch took a look at one of Kirksville's more unique dining experiences.
Located in Yarra, Missouri, less than 10 miles south of Kirksville on the Chariton River, you will drive down a gravel road and stumble upon a unique restaurant known as Fort Chariton. Equipped with home cooking, one-of-a-kind interior design, and friendly faces. Manager Angela Schultz says Fort Chariton is the perfect weekend destination, as they also offer a campground where people can hook up their RV or even go tent camping.
Our most business is done from Friday around 5 o'clock till Sunday evening when we close at 9 o'clock. We're a weekend destination.
But this restaurant hadn't always been what it stands as today. In fact, Schultz says it used to be a roadhouse.
This was originally a roadhouse. It was started 40 years ago. We're now standing in what was a convenience store. It's now the bar. And there was a hall. There wasn't originally a kitchen here. People did potlucks and they came with their music. And over the years, people have added on to the property or to the building. And the only roof and accommodations that Grizz and I added were the smokehouse and more restrooms in the north end.
Schultz and other manager Bill Grizz Adams have worked with Truman State students in the past year and a half since they first opened to host several events at the fort. These include fraternity and sorority luncheons. The fort is always open for more reservations. Whether you're hosting an event or just stopping by for a fresh tenderloin sandwich, Fort Chariton, or what managers call a chain of one, is a restaurant that you do not want to pass up. For the Truman Media Network, I'm Rita Hansch.
After the break, we say goodbye to our graduating senior.
We'll be right back.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know. Come alive with the forest. The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Before we go tonight, we'd like to take a moment and say goodbye to our graduating senior, Issac Carmichael. So Isaac, tell us about your time in TMN.
It's been a very enriching experience. I couldn't have progressed as a communications student without my time here at TMN. I obviously couldn't have done as well in this position without our esteemed producer, Aaron Johnson. You're the best. And I'm going to use I'll be able to use my time here to progress as a student as I've been accepted to the University of Missouri Columbia's master's program in journalism.
Oh, fantastic. Well, good luck. Can you tell us your favorite memory from TMN?
Honestly, it's just the time that I've spent with these people, both on the live show and as they help me through reporting with any issues that I might have.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Isaac, and we're going to miss you very much here.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM and also pick up a copy of The Index. In addition, be sure to check out our news content at tmn.truman.edu. Also be sure to check out the new variety show, Segments.
You can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN TV on YouTube. For all of us at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.